Well guys, a treadmill might have finally done it. I have been using the Sol F63 for 2 years. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I continually say this is a budget-friendly treadmill. It doesn't have any frills, but it has lasted me a long time. I love how it feels. However, we just got in the Centr Runner S from Centr. Now, Centr is a fitness company owned by Chris Hemsworth and his coach. Inspire makes their products, and I'm going to go into more details about Centr, but the Centr Runner S honestly might compete with my beloved Sol F63. Be sure to continue watching this video so you can see all of my thoughts, details, the good and the bad about this treadmill. Also, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and then while you are at it, hit that like button. If you want to go ahead and purchase this treadmill specifically, we have made it super easy and place a link below the like button. When you use that link, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give us a small commission, and we always just like to be upfront and transparent about that fact. Okay, so the Centr Runner S. This treadmill is 1 out of 9 treadmills that Centr now has on their website. This is the second to cheapest model, running $1,449, so definitely more on the budget-friendly side. Obviously, you can find cheaper treadmills than that, but I don't think they stand up in terms of quality-wise. Now, Centr actually has been a big sponsor to Hyrox races. A lot of Hyrox is using a ton of Centr equipment. In fact, if you go to Centr, there is a tab specifically that has all the Hyrox equipment. So your kettlebells, your sandbag, your rope, your sled, and then even some training stuff for cardio, which I just really appreciate. So if a Hyrox race is on your 2025 bucket list, be sure to check out that website and scroll through the equipment that they have available. And then obviously the Hyrox race uses all that equipment. Now on their website, they have 4.7 stars out of 33 reviews. I do agree with that rating. I actually really like this treadmill. There's a lot that goes into making it quality, and there are a couple callouts that I have. The first call out that I do have, and this is so minor, but I like to be nitpicky when I'm reviewing a treadmill, is that when you are at an incline, the cup holders actually become really far away, and it almost makes it hard to get your water. They are off to the side instead of in front of you like we see with a lot of other treadmills. The other thing that I don't necessarily love, and again, it's just the distance of the arms. So as I am at that 12% incline, the arms feel actually really low. If you are somebody who is taller, your arms might not even be able to reach the low distance of those arms when you are at that full incline. Not a deal breaker, just something to note because it is different than a lot of other treadmills that I've used. Now this treadmill, when I say it is one of the quietest treadmills out there, I promise you we have tested so many treadmills. The 3.0 brushless motor actually makes a huge impact on how this treadmill runs. It's super smooth and super quiet. It does come with a 20 by 55 inch belt deck that does meet industry standards, and it meets my standards in terms of a quality length for a running treadmill. Now in terms of the cushiness, in terms of the comfort of that belt deck, I wouldn't say it's anything to write home about. I mean, especially something compared to the NordicTrack 1750 with this like phenomenally cushioned deck. That is not the case with this Runner S. However, I would compare it to something like the NordicTrack T Series 10 or even again the Sol F63. For me, it doesn't offer a lot of comfort, but I do feel like it is comfortable to run on. Now with this treadmill, it kind of has 2 displays. So you have the screen out in front that you can go ahead and mirror whatever you are using on your phone seamlessly through Bluetooth onto the screen on the treadmill. And then it also has a touchscreen LED screen at the bottom that's going to show you your things like your incline, your speed. It also has jump buttons, so you can go ahead and just click like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and move it up that way, or you can go 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. That's both on the speed as well as the incline. You can also change the speed and the incline on the display up above you as well. Now with your purchase, you do have 3 months free to the Centr app and the programming. Now I will say it's actually really unique programming. They give you nutrition, they give you programming, you can join different challenges. I actually really enjoyed it. However, there is not just treadmill specific classes on the app. Now that's definitely different than something like a Peloton or an iFit where they have treadmill specific classes. That is not the case with this. So if you are looking for, just treadmill classes, I would say probably go somewhere with iFit or Peloton. But if you are looking for just a treadmill that has no frills, you do have the option of other programming. And then also on the treadmill, it does come with like set programs that you can use. So like a fitness test, incline, fat burner, all of kind of our standard pre-programmed stuff that we find on treadmills. Another cool feature is because of the screen mirroring app, it also allows you to watch things like Netflix, Disney+. It connects to also like Kino Map and other fitness apps that you can use as well on the display. Now this treadmill is a little bit different than something like I've mentioned with the NordicTrack T-Series 10 or even the Soul F63. Those treadmills go up to a 12 mile per hour mark. This one only goes up to a 10 mile per hour mark. I don't think that that is anything like major unless you are running that 12 mile per hour mark for a long amount of time. I think most of us can get away with that 10 mile per hour mark. And again, it is so quiet. When I went ahead and moved it up to that 12% incline that it does have the ability to do, I couldn't even hear the motor. I couldn't even hear the movement. Totally different experience than I find with a lot of other treadmills. Now with this treadmill, it is compact, it is foldable, it uses hydraulic mechanism on the folding part so that it's not going to just slam down onto the ground. It also comes with a step-up height of only 6 inches. This is lower than a lot of other step-up heights that we see with a lot of other treadmills. Most are around 7 to 8 inches for a step-up height. This is lower. And again, it just feels smaller. Now, even though it feels smaller, one thing I will say is that it does not fit through a standard doorway. I found that out the hard way. I actually tried to drag this treadmill into my office to be able to use it so I could continue talking to my friend who was working in the office, and it did not fit. So if you want to move it through a doorway, you are gonna have to move it to that like vertical position, and you can't just like pass it through. The treadmill itself requires almost like 0 assembly. So essentially you get it in the box, you attach a couple things, but really it should take you less than 20 minutes. One person can easily do this. The treadmill also comes with a user weight capacity of 300 pounds, which I think is amazing, especially given just the smaller footprint. So the footprint on this is actually 70 inches in length, 35.7 inches wide, and then 47.5 inches high. Now the assembled weight is around 194 pounds and really super easy to move around. It has wheels that when you go ahead and tip it up, they catch, and it runs super smooth. And again, it does feel lightweight for a treadmill. In terms of the warranty, there is a lifetime warranty on the motor as well as the frame, and then a 2-year warranty on parts, and then a 1-year warranty on labor. This is an excellent warranty package. It's really comparable to something like Soul offers, and I think that Soul has one of the best warranty packages in terms of cardio equipment out there right now. In terms of comforts, it does have a media-like shelf. Although I was able to go ahead and use it for my phone, I don't think that the space is big enough to use for an iPad or even necessarily put my phone vertically. It's mainly just to like rest it horizontally, so at least you have it near you. The other thing that I do like about this is that it has 15 levels of volume. The volume was really loud. My only complaint to this is that the speakers were on the back side of the screen instead of facing towards me. And so the sound did become a little bit muffled at times. Again, minor call out. I just wish that the speakers would face you instead of facing away from you. In terms of comparable options, again, I mentioned this NordicTrack T-Series 10. I think this is a comparable treadmill. It's around the same price point. It does have a little bigger screen and it goes up to a 12% incline. And then again, the Soul F63, around a comparable price point. It doesn't have any sort of touchscreen available, so I do feel like there's a leg up on the Centr Runner S for that one. Overall, I do really think that it can compete with something like the Soul F63. I actually loved how compact it was, how small it was. I felt like it was quiet, it ran really smooth. I had very little complaints about this. Now, does that mean this beats out the F63 for me? Honestly, jury's still out. I've been running on the F63 for like over 2 years, so I am gonna have to have like a little bit more time of running on this Centr before I give you my final opinion. Maybe we'll do an updated video when I let you know my final thoughts of who won this championship. But right now, thank you guys for being here. This has been Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. Peace.